They're a super geek. If this is your first time joining us, let me tell you who we are. They're a Super Geek is a one-shot actual play live stream and podcast that highlights the voices of marginalized folks in the tabletop role-playing space. We feature gender marginalized GMs and a rotating diverse cast. We are also a very proud member of the Misdirected Mark Network. I'm Kristin, and I'm here tonight with my lovely co-host Mariam, and we have not one, but two amazing guests tonight, Bee and Neal. Tonight, we're going to be playing Scarecrow. We know that Halloween has passed, but we here at TazGeek love the spooky season, and we're going to keep it going tonight with a game about superstition and myth. So the Scarecrow is a GM-less game, but like most role-playing games, it requires a facilitator. So hi, that will be me tonight. Before we jump in and I tell you all about our game, we have to meet our table. So let's go around and tell folks who you are and where they can find you. We'll end with me tonight since I'm facilitating. So Mariam, can we please start with you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I am Mariam. I am one of the three wonderful co-hosts here at Their Super Geek, and I do a lot of stuff in the TRPG space, and today I will be playing Cores. And that's me. I will now pass it on to Neal.
Hi, everyone. I'm Neal Heldare. I use they, them, and he, him pronouns. I just kind of hang out on Twitter a lot, I guess. You can find me at 9 of Swords, spelled like it sounds. And tonight I'm playing Leon, who uses he, him pronouns.
Cool, that means I'm up. Hello, my name is Bee Zelda, they, them. I'm sometimes a podcaster, frequently a streamer, never on my own channel, only on fabulous channels like this. I do the occasional writing for tabletop games, and I think I spend a lot of my time sleeping. But if you want to catch me on Twitter where I'm not sleeping, you can do so as at @B_Zelda.
I love that. Hi, I'm Kristin, she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at KristinIsNoJedi. I am a game designer, writer, live streamer, podcaster. I like games. I do things in games. I will talk more about a couple of my projects at the end of the show, but for now, we should probably jump into Scarecrow. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So the Scarecrow is by Jim Pinto, and it's part of the Protocol series. It is a story role-playing game about isolation and superstition. Characters are children living in rural America and all dealing with a local legend about a scarecrow who may or may not be real. Based on the Cropsey myth of Staten Island or the Slender Man from the internet, the game plays upon misguided fears and preconceptions, creating an environment that is both unstable and comforting. So in the Scarecrow, we as players are going to take on the roles of characters living in rural America, facing the superstitious dread of the Scarecrow. While the fears may be a byproduct of their own ignorance, they must come to terms with these misconceptions nonetheless. So our characters need names and roles, motivations and relationships, as well as an understanding of the world. So typically we would do that now. However, because we are a live stream with only a allotted amount of time, we went ahead and did some pregame prep. So we have our characters ready to go. So before we jump into world building, which we will be doing live, let's go around and meet our characters. Mariam, can we start with you again? Can you introduce us to Cores?
Sure. So Cores uses they, them pronouns. Their role is they are a runaway child. And I decided that they have just recently run away, so the whole weight of what has happened has not quite hit them yet. It's been at most about a week, and they are sad, naively sad. I'm still figuring out what that will interpret into. Yeah, so that's me. I'm just a sad bean who's run away.
Will you tell us about your relationships as well?
Sure. So my relationship with Leon is that we are either friends or rivals, and rejection is involved somehow. So are we rivals or are we friends? What do you want to play into?
I like the idea that we were friends and then some sort of rejection happened and now we're rivals.
Do we want to lean into the do we want to lean into sort of the crush rejection or maybe something different?
I think the crush rejection might be easiest.
Okay. So who crushed on who? I'm perfectly fine having a crush on you.
That's fine.
All right. Aw, my first crush. That's why I'm so naive and so sad.
There's the sadness right there. Done deal.
It was just so much. I just decided to run away.
On top of everything else. Yeah. Just it was.
Yeah. So then my second relationship is with you, Wyatt. And we drew community, school, and defensive.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I guess maybe do we want to play more as in we were maybe neighbors or something? Or more of a we are classmates?
Wyatt lives on a ranch. So if you want to live next to Wyatt, that's fine. Or we can be in the same school.
I think school, I kind of picture my character as a down, what is it, not city slicker, but you know, like kind of like closer to the burbs where there's more people rather than farm animals.
You're a city kid.
Yeah. I'm a city kid. So definitely classmates, I think. And
perfect.
What, I guess defensive.
Yeah, defensive is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Is it because you have a hard time and you fear rejection? So you go on the defensive without even giving people the chance?
I feel so called out in a good way. I mean, I could be defensive because I just got rejected by my crush and I'm just so sad. And it's like, maybe, I'm defensive, about, rejection. I guess we can figure that out as we play then.
It can be fleshed out as there's more details to build upon.
Yeah, so then that's me. I will... Do I popcorn it to someone else, or do you have someone you want to pick on, Kristin? You pick!
No, we can go in the same order we went in. Neal, do you mind going next and telling us about Leon?
Sure, I can absolutely do that. So Leon uses he, him pronouns, and I picked the only often neglected child was how it was specifically described. And I went for that specifically because I personally don't do well being alone in a house. I discovered about myself. And so having a character who spends a lot of time alone in a house very much appeals to me. That's a very creepy thing for me. So felt appropriate for this particular game. He is impulsively looking for a fresh start. So I think he's trying to reinvent himself to be more popular. He very much doesn't want to have to be alone in his house all the time anymore. And this was just something that he decided very recently. And I think part of the rejection of Coors was not that, you know, he doesn't like them, doesn't like spending time with them. It's that it's part of his reinvention. Coors didn't quite fit into that. Which is, you know, tragic, but par for the course when children are involved. Yep. And Leon's other relationship is with Olive, and it is about being best friends and having a lot of trust. So I'm thinking just maybe childhood friends. We've known each other for a long time.
I dig it.
Okay, cool.
We really had an easy one to work with.
Yeah,
that's like a very positive one.
It is kind of lovely amidst all of this like dark cloud.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Leon.
I think that's myself then. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Olive, they, them, they're the adopted child. So I myself, like B, I've gone through foster care and I was adopted. Um, and I also met a lot of like other people who were adopted just through association. And there's this one story that kind of I'm going to pull from. There was this young boy who was adopted into an incredibly large family, something like 15, 16 kids. And while the family was amazing, it was just hard to spend as much time with individual kids when you are two parents on like a farm. So Olive was adopted into probably a really large family. If we've got like farmland versus city here, I'll be a farmland kid. And we all help out with like the chicken and the goats, but being probably on the younger side, it's kind of like by the 17th kid, these parents were just like, do whatever you want, just come home. So Olive has a lot of love to give, and they are incredibly stubborn. And I think that stubbornness does just come probably by being bullied by 16 other siblings. You have to develop a certain measure of thick skin. So my best friend relationship with Neal, I do look forward to exploring that a little bit because we are very different like personality types, but I think your impulsiveness and my stubbornness are probably what make for really good friends, especially as kids. It's those like passionate ones that really just work. And then I have a relationship with an imaginary friend. And the way I've been kind of contemplating this is that, again, despite being surrounded by family and people, there's a certain level of like loneliness that comes with it when you don't get to be the spotlight. It can damage a kid. So Olive has made up they don't think it's made up, but they have an imaginary friend that presents as a ghost, which is why nobody can see. I'm still thinking on the name, but it is the ghost of like our farm, and I want this farm to be like something that's existed for a long time and like has a history of ghosts.
I love that. Okay, that leaves me. So I will be playing Wyatt, she, her. She is the child of a rancher. I'm also pulling a little bit from a reality. I did not grow up full time on a ranch. However, my grandparents did live on a working ranch, and I spent summers there often. So I really like that I get to play child of a rancher. I absolutely have firsthand experience with how dark and silent a ranch can be at night and how creepy barns really are. So my motivation is selfish and survival. I think that Wyatt is probably the oldest, maybe of about 4 kids. I'm thinking she's the one that gets up early to feed the horses, feed the pigs, feed the chickens, probably has responsibilities on the ranch after school as well. And so I think she is very selfish with the things that she does get, whether that is like a favorite dessert or time with a friend. I think that she is selfish with those things. And survival, for right now, we'll play it out. I'm just going to say that she's a kid and they're all trying to survive to some degree, right? My first relationship we discussed is with Coors. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how Core's defensiveness affects Wyatt. I think Wyatt might be a little hurt, but we'll see. And then my second, interesting, also community and school, but trust, is with Bee's character. So it sounds like kind of an easy one, Olive. Are we just going with schoolmates and that for some reason we trust each other?
I think so. I hope that there's like maybe a way we can tie in the survival to that. I think that'll be cool. Do you think your character would ever go ghost hunting?
Absolutely.
Nice. Plus, we live on farms, so like there's like that farm kid relation where we both have like the calloused hands. It's like look at our tiny muscles. We do work.
Yeah. I feel like maybe even though you're best friends with Neal's character, I'm going to start calling your characters by name, with Leon, I think that Wyatt probably trusts Olive with some of her secrets.
Yeah. I like that.
Wonderful. Okay, so those are our characters, and we can now move into world building, which we did not do previously. We're going to go ahead and do that live. We'll kind of flesh out this town/city that we live in rural America. So players, if you're all in the spreadsheet, or it's also in the Scarecrow document as well, there are 10 questions, and I think that we can take turns picking a question, answer it. We can kind of discuss it as a group. And then after we get through 4, we can see if we feel we need to add a little bit more or if we're good to go ahead and start the game. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Perfect. We don't have to keep going in order. Mariam, I feel like I keep putting you on the spot.
Okay, that's what being a co-host is all about.
Right, I know. We always go to the co-host as the putting them on the spot first. All right, do you want to pick a question first? Are you okay with that?
Sure. And it's from my understanding of the rules, it's basically I ask the question to another and another player answers it.
Yes, thank you for calling that out. I've only played this game once and we didn't do it that way that time. But yes, you are correct. So you can pick a question and you can ask another person to answer it.
Okay. I think this is something I would like Olive to answer. So
Okay.
Name and describe one adult who will listen to your stories about the Scarecrow.
There is a convenience store that also sells like Ouija boards and crystals and salt.
Is it called the Crossroads?
Yes, it is. Inside is the only worker we've ever really seen who works the shop, Jesus, and just always willing to listen to our stories. You know, we come in to buy like gum or whatever, sometimes maybe like some rock salt to create barriers from demons and ghosts. But Jesus has just been really the only person who's ever taken us seriously when it comes to those kind of stories.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Do I get to ask a question now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wyatt, what other name does the Scarecrow use? Slenderman? Cropsy? The Rake? Something else? What does the name mean?
Oh. Bee picking the question that puts me on the spot to come up with a name.
Whoops.
No, it's okay. This is a good question, I think. Let's see. The Rake? We can go.
Are there any other like scary farm related tools? Like
like a pitchfork, or I was thinking hoe, but I moved past it.
We were all thinking it's.
We were all there. Like a pitchfork.
Yeah, the pitchfork.
We can go with pitchfork.
Pitchfork.
I like that. And what does it mean? I'm just going to go with the first thing that comes to mind, which is I think that in all of the rumors that we have heard about the Scarecrow, they clearly have a very large, very sharp pitchfork that they carry with them at all times.
Nice.
So, okay, so I can ask a question. Neal, yes. I'm going to go with number 6. You all know not to say the Scarecrow's name 3 times in a row. What will happen if you do?
So what else is going to happen? You know, we all know that this is going to happen. The Scarecrow follows you. It sort of shows up in your periphery as you're going about your day. It pops up in gardens and behind hedges, and slowly it basically starts hunting you. And once it starts, it doesn't stop until it, gets its pitchfork into you. And sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes days, and you just don't know how long it's going to take, or why it does things at different times. Why some kids go fast and some go so much slower. I get to ask a question now.
Mhm.
Well, hold on really quickly. I want to imagine the absolute fear these kids kind of manifest, especially when they're at home and their parents are like, can you go grab me that pitchfork over there? And the kids are all freaking like, no, you can't say that. Don't say it again. And that's just a weird ass norm with our town.
Yes.
I love that, yeah.
And it's only the kids who freak out, right? The parents don't care.
Parents don't care. I'd like
I
to
don't
think
think so.
I'd like to think there's an NPC that's an elderly person though, that for sure will just point and never say pitchfork.
Yes.
Like they know.
I'm here for that.
The rest of the adults, they don't believe it.
No.
Let me see which question I like. Mariam, who has dared to steal the hat from the Scarecrow? What happens if you? Who has dared you to steal the Scarecrow's hat, and what happens if you do?
Maybe, I think. Wyatt perhaps had dared me. That's why I'm so defensive.
Sounds right.
Like, I'm not a scaredy cat. You're a scaredy cat. You don't call me a scaredy cat. You're the scaredy cat. And I think if you steal the hat from the Scarecrow, then you don't even have to use the PITCHFORK word. That's just straight
word.
Yeah, that's just straight up they're gonna just hunt you down. And the good news though is that if you can return the hat, they might not skewer you.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
So if you can return it, then you might be safe.
But it has to be that hat. If it gets destroyed, then you're a goner until a new hat is placed, and then that's the new hat.
Oh my word. I'm so here for it.
And some people say the hat's made out of the skin of the last person. Because it's always a leather hat.
Wow. I'm here for this even darker turn.
Yes.
Do we think
return the hat or be the hat?
Return the hat or be the hat? Do we think that some of the kids like try to steal it and see if they can keep it all night and then return it in the morning? Like it's this game of who can keep the hat the longest, like 5 minutes or an hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The record, what do we think the record is?
13 hours.
I was going to say, it can't exceed a day.
Yeah.
It has to be doable.
I also think if you see the Scarecrow after you take the hat, like if you see it out of the corner of your eye, it is already hunting you and you can't give it back.
Yeah.
Too late.
I love that there are all these rules. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So yeah, you basically have to play hide and seek with the Scarecrow's hat if you want to hold on to it.
I love it.
Can I just answer a question because it goes so well with this?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So name and describe a child who recently went missing. The holder of the 12-hour hat holding. And the worst part is the hat got destroyed. Now, I'm trying to think of hat names. Bowler has never been seen since then. Bowler was a really brave kid, sometimes a bit of a bully, but genuinely the bravest kid. and they played that game of hide and seek for so long. Nobody ever saw. There was no body. Nobody really knows. There's rumors that Bowler and the Scarecrow are still playing hide and seek to this day.
And the hat wasn't returned either?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Someone just made a new hat, but it's not the same. And it's
A
made
little
out
different.
It's made out of tan leather.
Always tan leather for some reason.
Always that tan leather. Are there any more questions we want to answer, or these questions don't have to limit us, as they clearly haven't? I think this is a pretty good start. Any other details we want to add?
I actually want to answer the select one player who has not slept for over a week. Describe one side effect of their insomnia. And I would like to nominate the runaway child.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense.
And I think the one side effect of the insomnia is that they might be able to see ethereal creatures, maybe ghosts.
Ooh, damn.
Yep. I mean,
Whether it's their hallucinations or whether they're actually seeing legit specters, that's up to the narrative.
Yep.
Walls between worlds are just getting thin for them.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I would love to know whose field the Scarecrow is originally from. Whether it's just, like Old Man Jenkins on the very like outskirts of town, or if it's someone we actually know.
Can I claim that?
Yeah.
I also want to add, and I don't know, I mean, this is already a morbid story. So like, yeah, I got 17 siblings, but I used to have 25. Mariam.
It's okay. I did not choke.
Oh, that was great.
It was the thought of 25 children that just did them in.
I mean, it's a lot adopted. Most of them are adopted.
For reference to those listening, I was trying to take a sip of water when I did an almost spit take.
It was good. So these 25 kids, yeah, a lot of just like died due to farm accidents. But Olive knows what's up. Yeah. Quotation marks accidents. So it's on the Olive Pitts farm. I come from the Pitt family.
Olive Pitt.
I made a choice and I stuck with it.
You did. I'm very proud.
Thank you.
So the Scarecrow lives, like, originally came from your family's farm. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was probably adopted by them 3 years ago. So I lived with this family a decent amount of time, and I've just kind of heard stories of the other siblings who passed due to farm accidents. Yeah, so I mean, I'm fitting in pretty well. Olive's doing all right. But that's Scarecrow. Can I swear on this show?
Yes.
That Scarecrow is fucking scary.
Yeah. Absolutely.
My window faces it on the field. Olive can't sleep at night.
Oh. Does Olive
I sleep
ever
better
wake
than
up?
Cores. Go ahead.
Just barely. Does Olive ever
You have
wake
a
up?
bed.
That's
yes.
true.
It's a nice, really comfy bed too. I think it belonged to one of my other siblings though.
Oh. Is your imaginary friend one of your siblings?
I mean, they're a kid. They don't really talk about what family they're from. But yeah, it feels it's something they avoid a lot. They're not quite comfortable with that conversation.
I wonder why. Have we named the imaginary friend?
No, I completely forgot about naming them. Do we have any Olive related names?
Oil?
I can't.
Green.
Is it green?
Evo?
It's Evo. There it is.
Evo.
Not sponsored.
Well, is it like spelled EVOO?
What's the opposite of whatever the brand is?
Oh, there's a brand called that? I just thought
Isn't
that's
there?
No,
Yeah,
that's just how they refer to olive oil. It's just extra virgin olive oil, the initials.
Oh, you were going for extrovert. Yeah. Okay. I also thought Evo was a brand of olive.
It is.
It is.
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
realize.
We are
not
teaching
sponsored
people.
by them.
We're not. Not yet. Evo, if you're watching or listening.
We'll take the money.
Goodness.
We'll take the money.
We'll take the money.
Oh, we got
Mhm.
here.
I love olive oil. Why
I'm so
not?
glad we've arrived.
We could also go with Popeye.
Because
Evo.
all of the the
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Evo's
Oh,
cute.
goodness.
Does your imaginary friend have does Evo have pronouns?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be she, her.
Okay.
I love the traditional like child in like those creepy long nightgowns with like the lace ends and like the puffy
And they're
sleeves.
white.
Always. Just I don't know why that's so creepy to me. I think it's just been used in so many representations of like spooky kids that I cannot disassociate the two.
Victorian
child.
era sort of thing.
My child has one of those. It's horrifying.
Watch out, crimes will be committed.
Especially late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And that childlike voice.
It's terrifying.
Oh my god.
I have stories for after the stream.
Please.
Okay. Evo. That was a good addition. Mariam. Anything else? This sounds like a really good start to our incredibly creepy story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, real quick overview of how this works. So, in Protocol, players take turns directing scenes involving some or all of the characters. Directing a scene involves establishing parameters of gameplay, such as who, where, and when, some of which is going to be provided for us. So each turn, the active player is the director. They will draw 2 cards, which determine the scene type, whether it's a vignette, an interrogation, an interlude, or an ensemble, as well as the location. So the scene's type is the suit and the atmosphere is the value. That's determined by the first card, and then the location is determined by the second card pooled. We talked about this before we went live, but some players may find the location cards to be restrictive. So the rules say we can feel free to ignore them. We've all agreed to do that. We're going to kind of go where the story takes us. We'll use the cards to the best of our ability. If it doesn't make sense, we're going to toss them out and come up with something that does fit our story. So the way this starts is always with a vignette, which is the person will be narrating the scene. And instead of pulling cards, the vignette is already set, and it is rumors and in the cornfields. So those are your location and value. Who starts the vignette is up to all of us. So we could just decide. And then we can kind of establish a turn order, but we can always break turn order if someone has an idea or someone needs a few minutes. We'll just kind of be flexible, but basically someone will start us off with the rumors and cornfields vignette, and then we will start pulling cards.
Are we doing the not it?
Is anyone
I'll
feeling? Oh, okay. Yeah. Please do, Bee.
You invited me for a reason. Come on. So kind of like course correct me along the way as I start talking, because I didn't actually read the blurb. I'm just going based off of what you've said.
Mhm.
And I've played Fiasco once.
You're
So-
good then.
Thank you. Overhead, the sun blazes down, and all around us kids, the kind of crackling feeling of the cornfield brushes up against us as we're huddled in one of the lanes in the cornfield, kind of hunkered down in the dry dirt. And we're discussing some of the rumors that have been floating around in hushed voices. Even though it's in the middle of the day, there is nobody else around. We still feel the need to keep things just a little quiet. And we're talking about Boulder, who went missing. It's rare for these kids not to be found. And the hat that was replaced. This is the first time that this hat has fur on it. What could that mean? And that's the scene.
I love that.
Love it.
Fur on the hat?
Now, does it look like human hair or does it look like animal fur?
Nobody's gotten close enough to check it out yet.
I was gonna say.
Just know that it's fuzzy.
Uh-huh.
I bet it was seen recently, and so no one's gotten the guts to approach it.
No way.
I feel like Olive
Yay.
was like the first of this group, at least, who saw it.
I can kind of see the outline from my window, but I'm often too afraid to really get a close look. What if we make eye contact? That would be terrifying.
I can't believe you actually sleep with that thing outside your window.
Oh, you find a way. Just pile pillows on your head and then put a blanket over the pile of pillows and close your eyes really, really tight.
That could work.
That's a good tactic. Cores, you should take note. Oh, you don't have blankets or pillows. Wow, am I ever sorry.
And Course just looks down, sort of like face falling and reminding of don't have a bed or anything. Really. I mean, I do have the corn silk.
Where do you think Chorus has been going at night?
I think maybe sort of like couch surfing. It's like during the day hanging out at crossroads.
Sure.
Jesus seems to sort of be like, okay, if you're here, at least I know you're not up to trouble, sort of a thing. But during the night, I think sleeps on one of the farms, like somewhere like not where anybody could see them. In the cold, in the rain. Their clothes are always some shade of damp.
Poor Cores.
Every now and then I can invite you to like one of the barns that we have, but like it's only after it's been cleaned out, so maybe once a month.
Yep.
And it's also the farm with the Scarecrow on it, and like, who
Yeah.
wants to sleep there?
I mean, that's an option. Come on.
If it's really, really rainy, then that's better than nothing.
Yeah, it would be. Just little drops of water instead of being completely outside and soaked.
So I'm just mildly damp versus squelching.
Oh, poor Cores. Okay, thank you, Bee, for that fantastic and very creepy opening. The fur, I'm just going to be thinking about that for
Oh, yeah.
a while.
I've got some good nightmare fuel for tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So now we can kind of pick a turn order and draw cards to determine the scene types and locations. So are either one of you, Neal or Mariam, feeling like you want to go? If not, I can.
I could go.
Okay.
I'm feeling adventurous. Okay, let's see what we got. We got the 8 of diamonds, which is a interrogation
Mm-hmm.
on life's lessons, and the location is the 4 of diamonds, so that is gonna be an overcast, foggy road.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
oh,
go ahead.
no, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, I'm sure you know, but just for our audience, the way interrogation scenes work is that the active player, who's the director, will be able to choose a player and ask them 5 questions. You can also, Neal, as you're doing that, you can also steal a drama point. Right now, we all have 4 drama points. That's what we were starting with.
Thank you.
Apologies for not saying that earlier. Everyone has 4 drama points. So, Neal, if you would like to steal a drama point from a player, you can ask them 5 questions, or you can select a player and they will take on the role of an NPC. And then you get to ask the NPC 5 questions, and then no drama points are exchanged.
I think for now, I will be nice and not steal a drama point. So it is, I think we see the bright sunny sky of the last scene, and then we see clouds rolling in over the sun, and it's not raining, but it's one of those sort of persistent light drizzles that it's more misty than anything else, and that somehow is worse than if it was actually pouring down rain. And the camera pans down, and we see the road just past the Crossroads convenience stores. And I think life's lessons.
Jesus is an NPC. If I'm
Yeah.
It's gonna
if I
be like
understood.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to use Jesus. I'm just trying to figure out a life lesson that I want to do. That's not too heavy yet.
Mhm. We just started.
It's
Fair.
the
I mean,
they
second
do.
scene.
It seems
That's
like
fair.
they are a bit of a magic practitioner or witch practitioner, so maybe something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I think they're talking to, I think Kors is going to be in this scene. But I think let's make Bee be Jesus.
This is okay. And it's life lessons.
Yeah. So
Okay. 5 questions that I'm asking Kors.
or it could be 5 questions Kors is asking you.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we hear the little ding ding of the door to the Crossroads convenience as you walk in, and there are just kind of rows and rows of convenience store related items. The first kind of row pans down to the counter where you see this tall, gangly, medium tone skinned guy with like this really scraggly goatee, with his feet up on the counter reading a magazine about how to interpret the lines in your hand, palm magic.
I feel like Jose is like definitely one of those people who, very early 20s. So, from most people's perspective, it's extremely young. But for kids, like, this is an adult.
A listening adult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the scraggly poor sorry excuse of course Kors comes in in between Squelchy and Squidgy, and comes in and is like, hey, mister, can I just stay here and get dry for a little bit?
Oh, hey kid, long time no see. Wow, you are like a cat that has been left out for too long. Let me go find some. I don't think I have any towels, but I have like a bunch of rolls of paper towel. I could just wrap it around you like a mummy, and that should dry you up, right?
No, that's okay. I can't afford it.
Oh no! Come on, Kors. You're my little friend. You're my little bud. I would never charge you for paper towel. Do you want some candy? I've been eating gummy bears all day. Here, come on behind the counter. I'm reading about how to read the top palm in your hand and how it can not only signify the you don't care about that. Let me go get some paper towel. And he kind of shuffles back. I imagine him in like cargo shorts. I just feel like it's a
Oh yeah,
strange
where there's
necessity.
lots of things you can like stuff in pockets here and there.
Yes.
He never knows what's in which pocket, so he always has to do the
Like the pat down.
flapping. Yeah.
Oh,
And-
it's so good.
And I think as Cores dries up with it's also not the greatest. It's not those really like super absorbent one. It's like almost like
Cardboard.
It's like cardboard slash like the
Like
really cheap
The public restroom hand towels,
toilet
yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
And it's just melting in some place and just like sticking like a burr in others. And says, so that book where you can read hands or anything, does it tell, can you tell if someone likes you or not?
Kind of. Yeah, there's like a whole section about love, but it's more like, are you gonna find love? Is it gonna be like the lasting love? Do you have a future marrying somebody? Are you just gonna be like a rockin' single person for the rest of your life? You know, it doesn't really tell you if somebody likes you. But I have a charm for that. What's going on in your life, kid?
Well, it just seems like nobody likes me and people who like me push me away. So you said it tells whether I find someone. Can you see if there's someone for me? And I kind of just stick both my hands out.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Yeah, I just need one hand. Hold on to the paper towel with the other hand.
And just awkwardly just holding.
So specifically, do you just want to know if there's somebody who cares about you?
Yeah. And if we will be together. And if it starts with an L.
Okay. There's a lot there, but yeah, let me look at your hand. Okay. And like before he does like this, like he rubs his own palms together, brushes off his shoulders, picks up a couple crystals, jangles them like dice, rolls them on the counter, looks at them, kind of like nods convincingly. Yeah. All right. And then it goes back to like your little hand. So this line up here, the tall one, like the top one by your fingertips, that one means there are a lot of people that care about you. And there are even a handful of people that love you. And that's an incredible thing. But that's a generalization. And the longer the line, the more people there are that actually respect and appreciate you. And you see that line there by your thumb, the one that kind of makes like a quarter circle? That one means there is somebody special for you. Unfortunately, I can't read letters in hands. That's a very obvious limitation. I mean, come on. But I think you have a future ahead of you, a future with somebody and that you like, and maybe a family that would, you would go back to and stop eating candy and maybe get a good night's sleep. But, love. Yeah, that too.
Okay, and what if like do you see any like bad things happening? Like, if someone takes a hat or something like that?
Oh, whoa. I don't make predictions to do with the Scarecrow. I swore that off years ago. I'm not getting involved in any pitchfork business.
And the minute you say that, it just got alarmed. It's like, how many times have you said the word?
That was my first time today, I swear. Well, I also sold one today.
But did you say the word out loud?
Then I did, yes. Yeah, but I...
If you say it one more time, you're gonna be hunted.
Of course. No, it's okay. Do you want some ice cream? Oh, no. Do you want some beef jerky? And they're just like passing you like nonsense snacks to try and alleviate your tears.
And I feel like that's probably a good point to end the scene.
definitely like one of the snacks is there's like a Catholic prayer candle that he's like, that's not a, but he like puts it in front of Cores anyway, like looking for something else.
Yes. Like the praying Mary.
I pocket the candle for later.
Write that down in your notes.
Yeah. You now have a Catholic prayer candle.
Mhm.
But I feel like it's one of those like more kitschy slash, like where it's Space Mom and it's got like a picture of oh my god, this is the worst. Who plays Princess Leia?
Carrie
Fisher?
Carrie Fisher, and it's got a picture of Carrie Fisher
Oh my
instead.
gosh.
And it's like,
yes.
it's like one of those after she passed away, there's this whole Space Mom is looking out for you sort of a candle.
I appreciate how you have improved this candle for me.
Right? Now it's kind
Even
of
worse
wonderful.
somehow.
Does
By
this
worse,
exist?
I mean better.
Yes, where does this exist and how do I order 10 of them? Okay, that was Neal's turn. Mariam, would you like to go or should I?
I can go next.
Okay.
All right, so I will draw. Here's card 1. Here's card 2. All right, so the scene is a vignette about feeding, and the location is home at sunset.
Okay.
And
What a vague way to put it. Feeding.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I feel like, considering all the farms here are kind of spooky, I would. Oh wait, it's a vignette, which means I have to describe it. Okay. I was just gonna be like, "Ha! I'll pass it off," and it's like, no, I gotta. Okay, so it is sunset, and the light is slowly turning from like the warm golden hues of orange and yellow to more pinky purple, almost twilight. Today is a overcast day, so there's no stars in the sky and there's no moon that can be visibly seen. And as the family, and I think I would like it, if with your permission, to be Wyatt's family,
Of course.
sits down at the table, and there is a as you're all sitting and having your supper, which I think given the time, we're gonna say it is more like harvest, so there's lots of squash. There is a wonderful bird to go along with it. And there is a whisper of sorry, I'm trying to read up what vignettes are so that I actually, because I'm very, very okay, yeah. So there's discussion of the fact that do you have any siblings? Why?
Yeah, I think I have 3 younger siblings. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, you I think you hear from your younger siblings that, oh, there's a new hat on the you know what, and this time it has fur, and maybe it's Bowler's hair, maybe it's their armpit hair, and there's all this giggle and it kind of descends. And there is talk amongst the older family of the sheriff actually getting help from another county to search a wooded area for a missing person.
Okay.
A young teenager who has been missing for 2 weeks now.
Ooh, yeah.
And sorry, how do we hear about that?
Being the oldest child, you are in between the parents and the children.
And they're discussing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. 2 weeks. Oof. Okay. Lovely. Okay. So that means it's my turn. So I pulled a 9 of diamonds. Okay. Okay, so another interrogation. The value is pledging allegiance. And the location is the farms or fields with the lights off. Just okay. I'm not sure about pledging allegiance. But because it's farms and fields, I was thinking about having it be the two farm kids, Olive, if you're up for that.
Yeah.
Would you rather Olive ask Wyatt the questions or Wyatt ask all of the questions?
I think I asked questions last time, so let's have you ask all of the questions.
Yeah, that sounds good. So then let's say that it says with the lights off. So let's say that Olive and Wyatt, after dinner, so the sun has already set, it's pretty dark outside. And I think that they had been kind of finishing some of the like last minute chores, like making sure that, all the pigs are put away and that the horse stalls are closed and that sort of thing. And I think that Wyatt finished first, and knowing that Olive has only been doing this for 3 years, kind of came over to Olive's farm to see if she could help. Yeah, so I think we're outside.
I like that. I'd be like mucking stalls before. Oh, it's dark, so no, we can't actually be doing anything. One of our cats had kittens. So we're just going to kind of like, Wyatt, our cat Peanut had some kittens recently. We didn't realize that she was pregnant. Honestly, I just thought she caught a lot of mice, but turns out she had a bunch of babies. Do you want to come see them? It's in our barn, and the barn kind of has no lights, but it's fine.
Yeah, we can use a flashlight. How many kittens did she have?
The last I counted there was 5, but I had to go to school when she was giving birth, so I didn't get to see everything.
Yeah, let's go see. Let's go check on them.
Awesome. And then they lead you kind of like through the area into like maybe one of the barns that are closest to the Scarecrow. So it's creepier. It doesn't get used for much. It's usually just storage.
Perfect.
Okay, in here, we can leave the door open though, because maybe some of that moonlight, even though there isn't really, can provide a little bit of light. We just kind of have to. Can you hear those meows, or just have to follow the meows?
Oh, I do hear them. So I think we see the mom, right? Like maybe behind a bale of hay. Like if we kind of go around, the mom has this little bed nest type area with 5 kittens. Have you named them yet?
Not yet. I think I'm going to give them my own secret names, but Mom and Dad said the eldest get to name the animals, and I think that's Butts.
That is Butts. You should be able to name them.
I was going to name one of the cats Butts too. That one right there, the black and white one.
That's the best. They're clearly a Butts. That's the best name I've ever heard.
Right?
Olive, sometimes I hear you talking to yourself. How come you talk to yourself? I don't think it's weird.
Oh, it's no, of course it's not weird. Why would having a conversation with somebody else be weird? I I know it kind of looks like I'm talking to myself, but Cores can confirm I'm talking to the ghost of the spirit of a kid that once lived in this very farm. They say their name is, well, she says it's Evo. And I think that's a really cool name, but also it's like the name of a superhero. So I don't know if it's really real. What? Evo? No, I mean, okay, fine. Evo says it's her real name.
Evo's here right now.
Oh, yeah, she had to come look at the kittens too. Can't turn down kittens. Listen to them squeaking.
Does Evo think Butts is a good name for a kitten?
Oh, it was Evo's idea, but I get to take credit for it. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I mean, somebody had to find out.
How did you meet Evo? I've never met a ghost before.
Oh, well, about 5 days after I moved into this barn family, well, the Pitts farm, I was sleeping, which is to say I had discovered the technique of piling a bunch of stuff on top of my head to, be able to sleep. And I heard creaking. I thought it was one of my siblings. I technically share a room with somebody else, one of the other kids, but they're not really home a lot. So I uncover all the pillows, I throw them to the ground, and I hear a, oof, why would you hit me with those pillows? And I looked around. At first, I didn't see anybody. And then there was Evo. Her hair was pushed all in front of her face to try and be creepy. She had one arm up, kind of like a zombie does. And her white gown was billowing in an imaginary wind. I didn't really know what was going on, though. So I didn't react quite properly. And I guess that upset her. So we had a conversation about it. And then we became friends.
Does she look like that right now with her hair in front of her face and her gown blowing in the wind?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
That doesn't scare you?
No, I just don't think she ever learned how to brush her hair. Maybe she didn't have a mom. Oh, you did have a mom? Oh, she just wasn't around a lot. Okay, well, she had a mom and dad. They just weren't around a lot to do her hair. So I just think she has a very specific fashion choice, I mean, we've all seen what Cores wears. So, we all know fashion's a choice.
Yeah. That's true. And I wasn't making fun of her hair. I just thought maybe it sounded like maybe it looked scary.
She's doing the zombie thing now where her arms are up and she's trying to cast
Is she touching
ghostly
me?
spells. She's trying, but it goes through your arm.
Arm is a little colder.
If you
now.
put your hands up, maybe you two can high five.
Okay, like this.
Okay, ready? 3,
Okay.
2. Oh, she high fived early. Dang it.
Oh,
Come on, Evo.
I didn't feel it.
Oh.
Maybe if I stick around for a while, then she'll show me. But maybe not with the zombie thing. I think that would scare me. Does she know anything about the Scarecrow? Have you talked to her about who?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, how come?
Evo, why again? Oh, and she's screaming. Okay. Mostly that's the reason. It's hard to have a conversation. It hurts the ears.
She just screams every time you try to talk about who?
Yeah. I think something bad really happened, but she's not willing to talk about it. And I don't know how to ease a spirit. Snacks, I tried. Listening to cool stories.
Yeah.
Having a pillow fight. Stealing candy from our siblings. We've tried it all.
Doesn't work.
Nope.
What if you took her to see someone who knows about ghosts? Like Jesus.
Oh.
Because maybe his crystals, the ones that he rolls on the counter.
Yeah, they make the coolest sound.
They really do, and they're very pretty.
Oh, so pretty. When the light hits them just right and they sparkle. Oh, so cool.
I almost took a purple one once, but then I got scared.
Ooh. That's real. They hold a lot of power. I don't want to hold that kind of power. That's scary.
That's true. But maybe we could borrow their crystals and they would help us talk to Evo.
I really like that idea. What do you think? Oh, yeah. Yeah. No more zombie arms. She's into the idea. The screaming has stopped too.
Does that mean she likes me?
I think so.
Well, maybe tomorrow we can go talk to Jesus and borrow the crystals.
I think it's a plan. And then the kittens continue to mewl.
Good place to call the scene. I like Evo already.
Yes.
Right.
It's a
It also
Go ahead.
it occurred to me while you were doing the scene, Pitchfork lives on Pitt's farm.
We are making a story.
Oh my god.
Man, if you were in the pits, of course you'd be.
Oh goodness.
Good old Pitchfork.
I'm here for it.
Oh no,
so-
how many times have you said it so far?
Only once. I'm not going to say it again. I think.
I've said it twice.
No.
I've said it twice.
You don't.
But
say
is it per
again.
person or is it like a
Yeah.
group amount?
It's got to
Who
be
knows?
per person.
gotta
Or
be per
everybody would be
person.
dead.
It's got to be per person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a Candlejack situation.
No, it's definitely per person. It'll be Bee's turn next, but should we take a quick 5-minute break before we start the scene order over?
I would like that.
That sounds
Okay.
great.
All right, everyone watching, we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Awkward wave. Okay, there. Go ahead. We're live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to There, A Super Geek, where we are in the middle of a Scarecrow, which has gotten kind of creepy kind of fast. I'm here for it. So far, we have met Olive's imaginary friend, Evo. We have Jesus, our Crossroads store clerk, who maybe we'll find out. And we know that we have a child that has been missing in town for about 2 weeks. So picking up where we left off, Bee, it is now your turn to direct scenes. Pull 2 cards and tell us what you got.
Yes. Oh, I'm directing a scene. I thought I was doing a vignette.
No, you're directing a scene.
Oh,
So
crap.
the first card that you pulled, the suit of that type of scene. So what was the suit you pulled?
Oh, a vignette.
Oh, you did. Okay. That's why you thought, because you are directing a vignette. Okay.
And then and that I'm just pulling from the number, right?
Yeah. So the first card, the suit gives you the scene value. And then the second card, the suit gives you the location and the number gives you the value.
I got to pay attention to all of it. Okay.
You
All
figure out how to say
All
your
of
name in
it.
the.
Yeah.
Well
was
done.
good. That was
All
That's
of
good.
Oh goodness. All right. A vignette, a witness,
Mhm.
school under a watchful eye. Night has fallen and daytime has risen. The farm kids have done their morning tasks and they're being hurried to the buses to make it to school. The city kids get to sleep in maybe 30 minutes more before they have to get up and walk to school. When everybody arrives, the well-known teacher, look around for inspiration, Mr. Rocks,
Mhm.
slams his hand down on the table aggressively. And then with his other hand, he rubs greasy black hair and sighs and looks up at the class full of all of the kids. I don't want any of your crap. I just want you to sit down, listen, and do the homework that I've given you. I have had a very long night of being in local police. That sheriff, that guy thinks he's somebody just because he has some shiny badge on his chest, but he doesn't know nothing. I wasn't have been real. There's no way that that scarecrow with the pitchfork would ever. And he hesitates as the ripple action throughout the class as he mentions that word, it's almost like everybody is holding their breath for a moment and then grumbles, it's whatever, I'll put a movie on and you kids do your homework. And he puts his head down on his desk to go to sleep. It's our first day of class, back probably on a Monday.
Interrogated by the police.
I wonder what movie he's playing. Is it The Ring?
It's not the Ring.
Yeah,
It is The Ring. Now it's The Ring.
Olive looks over at Wyatt when you meet the girl with the hair. Like, that's kind of Olive. Shorter and like, but it's
Does she crawl out of your TV at home?
no, never. And her body parts are always not in different rooms, you know? I see her face. I've seen her eyes. Like, they're not hiding or anything. And she smiles. Well, she thinks she's not smiling. It's the same but different, you know?
Yeah.
Leon is throwing, like, he has a stack of post-it notes and he's making tiny paper airplanes that he's throwing around the room randomly.
The floor is littered.
A bright pink also.
Yes.
Bright pink post-it notes.
Oh my goodness.
And I feel like at some point, because there's like the lights sort of go flicker for a moment and there's like a shape of a very like almost like Evo, but the lights come on and it's just Cores coming in wet again.
Oh, of course.
Over.
Oh. They don't have a watch. They don't know what time school is.
Right? They don't know. Oh,
Oh my god, this child.
Paper towels I'm still thinking of too.
And there are like
Cores.
random paper towels sticking out of
Like
any
elbow. And
elbow, bottom of the shoe,
It's-
Yeah.
Course.
must be.
and just like a squelch, squelch, squelch.
Professor Mr. Rocks doesn't even look up. And your homework kind of
My
he's
homework
snoring.
disintegrates on the desk because it's wet.
From all the water.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
All
What?
right.
I think that needs to be like it'll pan out to the film. Oh yeah, it was The Grudge. And then we look up and it's like the I think there's like a creepy bathroom scene with like black water.
Oh yeah.
And on that is like a hand pops out.
Children scream.
Yep.
It's not a kid's film.
God, it's Mr.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was right next to like some other film and just picked that instead and didn't
They
care
grabbed the wrong one.
from the AV Club.
All right, Neal, I think it's your turn.
My turn. All right. So the scene is going to be an interlude. And for it.
Mm.
And then what was that? 5 of spades? Yes. The location is school or church and the cold.
Okay. An interlude is
So-
with 2 characters.
Yeah. I think we've seen a lot of Olive, so I'm gonna do Wyatt Wars.
Okay.
Because that's an inner.
Do we want to do school or church?
Let's do school. It's the end of the day. It's starting to, I think both of you had to stay for some reason. Maybe
Detention because I'm late.
Detention.
Detention because I'm late. And I also technically did not submit my homework.
I brought
Even-
a pig to school again. So, detention.
Was it a small one at least this time?
It's a teacup
Because
pig.
The little one.
Because when you brought the full-sized sow, like that was a bit much.
It was.
Well, it was show and tell day.
Great.
Not quite an excuse. I think it it is dark, it's a little chilly, and I think you both end up leaving at the same time. Of course, in their sleep deprived state, keeps thinking they see something out of the corner of their eye, and they don't know where they're going tonight, really don't want to have alone.
Okay.
Wait.
Hey, Cores.
Don't look back. But I see someone like the movie that we were watching in Mr. Rox's class following us.
Do you think?
I don't know if it's evil or not.
Is it a little girl with her hair in her face and her arms stretched out like a zombie touching?
Yeah.
Wyatt spins around. There's nothing there.
Don't look.
I thought you were tricking me.
She keeps following you.
If it's Evo, it's fine. I think she likes me.
I don't know if she's evil or not.
Where are you going tonight?
I'm not sure. I was gonna see if I heard there's some sort of a show happening at the Rainbow. And the Rainbow's like the local gay bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that it's open to the public, so maybe I can just sneak in when no one's looking and just be dry over there.
Aren't you too young to get in?
I have to be a certain age to go in.
I think so. Why don't you? They do have a really good show there, though, and we should definitely. What if tonight you came back to the ranch, and you can either stay in my room or you can stay in the barn if you don't want to stay in my room.
Your parents are okay with that?
I can sneak you in, and then they won't tell anyone.
Okay, that might be better than trying to find a mustache.
And I think on that we see the two kids haven't noticed it yet, but they're walking toward it. Of the road, there is a slightly fuzzy tan leather hat. And
I knew it. I was like, they're gonna cut the scene right here. Okay.
Is it just the hat, or is there someone attached to the hat?
It's just the hat.
That's somehow worse. It's worse that it's just the hat. It's worse.
No.
All right, Mariam.
All right, let me draw my cards. Okay, it's a different suit. So, we are doing an ensemble of a witness, and it takes place at home with the lights on. Definitely not my house.
Not if the lights are on. Oh my goodness. We haven't really seen Leon's house yet.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think Leon's house is it's not quite as far out as like the farmers and the ranchers live, but it's not technically in the city, which is part of why his parents are always gone. They're always,
Mhm.
but it also means that he can invite people over and they're not going to notice.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. So are you throwing like an impromptu party or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
As-
think it's one of those kinds of cookie cutter in design. Like this was supposed to be a developmental area and this was going to be like a show house, and then they never actually built any of the other houses. It's in the way where it's very clearly meant to be mass produced.
Okay.
So do you think maybe this party is for a, like, you know, as part of your getting a fresh start, you know, being cool, like the new school year, be like the cool hip kid?
For sure. But you know, he also has no idea what cool. He's got stuff out, like, you know, he's gotten chips that are like weird flavors. And there's like really, it's all like he went to the store and was like, what are the weirdest things I can get so that it seemed like I'm cool and cultured, but also they're chips. So there's nothing really cultured about it.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's the weird flavors of like soda, and it's like, what, you don't know about this? It's the best.
Mystery flavor. Mm.
And chocolate covered chips,
Yeah.
candy corn chips.
Oh,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah. Just gross stuff that you cannot, like, not, you can't even
Thanksgiving
really, like,
dinner chips.
I've had that one.
Ooh.
like, you know, with normal chips, you can at least feel full, but with these, it's like you don't want to have more than two. And so you can't even really eat properly.
Mm-mm.
Ah.
It's bad.
Okay, so to set the scene, who comes to this party first? You're obviously there as the host, but who would arrive
Oh,
first?
no, I don't think he's there. I think he comes late because he's heard that coming late. So he like
Oh my
invites
god.
people and then isn't there to start.
So there's
Why
like a
he-
whole bunch of kids in front of your door waiting.
Well, no, he has Olive come early.
Say yeah,
Yeah.
that
to
makes
host.
sense.
Okay.
So,
A couple of bags of like wasabi chips.
oh yeah.
Poorly flavored. It's mostly just like horseradish flavored chips.
Oh
You know.
no.
Yeah.
Why?
It's the cool chips, you know?
Yeah,
Leon
didn't you
said
know?
so. Duh. Yeah, they unlock the door and they invite everybody in, kind of kicking off their shoes, like, yeah, kitchen's over there. TV, but I think I'd rather listen to music. And they start getting the party going.
I feel Gores would definitely be one of the early people coming in, because they really have nowhere to go at this point. Nobody even knows where Gores is from, but it's like just shows up everywhere and it's just somewhat damp.
Oh my goodness. Anywhere there's shelter, you're good.
When Wyatt shows up, they come with a as the, like, this is what you bring to a
That's-
party.
Genuinely the most appropriate gift, and I
Yeah.
love it.
Leon
All of, like your eggs? Come on.
Leon definitely comes in last. He is wearing those shades that like are just the slats.
Yeah.
Like grocery bags of soda pop. And I think like, you know, like really random stuff from the just the randomest crap he could find. And he can't kick the door open. He clearly wants to kick the door open, but it opens outward. So he's got to like awkward, but he does manage to get in. And he's like, "What's up, party people?"
Everybody cheers. What are the parameters?
That's what I was gonna ask.
It was witness.
Yes, it was a witness. So
A witness.
so I think either we witness something or there is a witness.
Oh, I
Mhm.
love how it's a-
Yeah.
Okay,
And
well,
what-
director.
What was the other value, Mariam?
That so it's ensemble that in that it is at a home with the lights on. So I think
Oh, that's
we
right. with the
might
lights on.
I feel like at some point either Evo or the hat or something spooky will be witnessed with the lights on. How we get to that is up to us.
Okay.
I do think we should sort of transition to after the and like gotta go home.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
school night technically, and so like there's really not many people left, and like we have all clumped together for.
Mhm.
Is this the time to start playing perhaps light as a feather, stiff as a board, or some other 10 candles type of a game?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So who is it, just the four of us, or do we want to include more school friends? Or perhaps more imaginary friends to join in?
Oh, I mean, it was when have anything else to do. She's friends with a lot of my friends.
Yeah,
just don't know
Evo's
it.
chill.
Yeah.
Evo's chill.
If
Yeah.
if someone's going to be the board, then we need a fourth person to help lift them. Unless Evo can do it, I don't know.
Oh, I have an idea. Do we want to try and lift Evo?
Evo can be the board.
Yeah, Evo, do you want to be the... And I can see Evo at this point.
Yes. What do you like? I've never seen like a very sleepy child. So like, do kids get like bags under their eyes?
Oh, definitely, like puffy
all sweet.
bags. And if especially like not really having any place with access to any sort of hygiene or sanitary things, there's definitely
Mhm.
rashes and like patches of like from sores from being wet all the time.
Yeah, dirt.
No, I just want to give you a home cooked
Oh my
meal.
god.
and you'll see that Leon, if you go use the bathroom at any point, that the entire toilet roll is missing.
There are perfectly good towels hanging on the wall.
Yes, the toilet paper.
The toilet helps for like outdoor experiences. The toilet paper.
Oh no, it's that's what their towels are. It's not actually used as toilet paper, it's towels, because that's what they got
Okay.
from Jesus. And that's what they
Ugh.
think it's people don't mind if toilet paper goes missing.
But like this is
Yeah.
the night kind. It's like the like
Yeah.
And the paper
Yes.
towels
Yes.
are also missing.
Oh no, there were cloth hand towels.
No, like the kitchen paper towels
Oh.
are missing.
It's the paper towels.
There were definitely paper napkins. Those are gone.
All
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
No
Yeah.
paper products in the house any longer.
And you see that Horrors has gained like overall like an inch just padded.
Oh my god.
I feel
I'm
like
so
I
here
feel
for
like
it.
there was a drawer that like when you get taken and you get cum
Yes.
with a paper
yes.
towel, that drawer has faded. There are
Yeah.
none of those left.
That doesn't exist anymore.
That makes sense. You sound a little bit more crinkly too, of course.
Yeah. Well, squelchy, like, when paper is like absorbed
Yeah.
water.
As you kneel down to do the stiff
Yep.
as a board thing, we're
Yeah.
all like, "What's?" No one says anything though.
Okay. If everybody is ready,
Yeah.
place your hands on the ground in front of you.
Okay.
Evo is laying down. Evo, do you want your hair in your face? Yeah, it's kind of sliding. Here, let me just. Oh, right, I can't touch you. Oh, okay. No, you got it. Good. Okay, yeah, she's ready.
It-
Cool.
Is this
Okay.
good? I was gonna put my hands under like her back or shoulders. Is this the right spot?
Oh, a little bit more forward. You're just touching
Okay.
air, obviously. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, there
okay.
you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can I also nod like I can see everything.
All right. Should we try?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think all we have to say is light as a feather, stiff as a board, and we all say one after, like, together. So
Oh, together.
light as a
Light as a
feather,
feather.
stiff as
Stiff
a
as a
board.
Light
Light
as
as
a
a feather.
stiff
Stiff
as
as
a
a
board.
And now we gotta like stand up, right?
Slowly raise our hands. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is she with us? Is it working?
So
Yeah.
far, this is. Oh my goodness.
I feel like you all might start to feel something on your fingertips. You don't
Yeah.
see anything, but you feel it.
She feels very cold. Maybe she needs a jacket after this.
And a little like damp too, I think.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm sorry, guys. It's really
Oh,
hard
is that
to stay
you? Okay. All right.
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Do we have to move our hands now and see if she'll float on her own?
Oh, yes, I think so. Are we ready? Everybody concentrate. Concentrate. Light as
Okay.
a feather, stiff
Okay.
as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Let go.
And I think at this point, we actually see her. Her matted black hair dangling to the ground, some of it covering her face in like a bit of a rat's nest. The white gown also dangling to the ground with the lace around the hem, and the lace is covered in what can now really be seen for the first time in blood. And her arms and
Like
legs
dyed-
and
It's like, what is it? Dye, gradient, drip, and dip in blood.
yes. Beautiful. Oh, it worked. Chorus, can you see that?
I could see that before this, but now I think everyone
Can
else
see
can
her.
see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi,
Quiet.
Evo.
Hey, how come Olive, why did you never say she is bloody?
That's blood.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is she hurt?
Well, she's a ghost, so yes and no.
I didn't know if ghosts could get hurt and bleed.
We
I
could
don't
ask
know.
Evo. Hey, Evo, is that blood your blood?
Her eyes, which I think have been closed for a very long time, suddenly flutter open. They are a pale green with long eyelashes that are maybe a little clumped together. And her eyes, now wide, kind of zip around to the four of us. Oh, you can all see me. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, the blood. I was
You were M-worded. Yeah.
Yes. I can't seem to get it. I think it has something to do with being dead.
What happened to you? I mean, how did you get M-worded?
How did I get that one? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was a dark night with lots of rain and fog, and you know how the kids always dare each other. We just want to touch the hat. At that time, nobody would even pick the hat up. That was nonsense. The way Olive and you kids talk about the dangerous stuff you do, it's absolutely terrifying. But I was dared to finally touch that leather hat, and well, I knocked it off its head, and
Didn't put it back.
I didn't think I had to.
You didn't know the rule then? No one told you?
It was
That's-
still
That's how we learned
newer.
the rule.
Oh, I
Thank you
remember
for your
walking
service.
home. Oh, you're welcome. You know, nobody's ever asked. Thank me for being. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But I just remember walking home, and that was it. I never made it home until I did, and I wasn't quite. Well, I was a ghost.
How long have
You
you
were
been a
walking
ghost?
home in your nightgown?
Yeah, I didn't think I had to. Us kids snuck out. You know how it is. We weren't going to tell our parents. You could
You
only
put
go at
clothes
night.
on, but you know, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a
She
nightgown.
kind of like,
But it's a very pretty nightgown.
it was prettier without the blood.
I mean, I like the blood. It adds some color.
That's really sweet. I feel like I'm starting to sink back to the ground, though. Is there anything else?
Nope, we can help you. Should we help you?
Do you want to stay here?
I want to rest. I've been around for
Where's
at
your
least 15
body?
years. Somewhere out in that cornfield.
So we gotta find the body. And Leon claps and heads for the door.
And I think that's probably a good place to call scene.
Oh,
All right,
goodness.
Kristin.
Love it. Okay. So I pulled an interlude. So 2 characters, Double Dog Dare, and School at Sunset. Although we did a school scene, so we can change school if we want to make it roads or another location.
How about the fields?
Yeah.
Fields would be fun. Fields would be fun. And I don't think so. Have we seen a scene with Olive and Leon yet?
Somehow, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I think this would be a good time if you're both okay with that.
Sure.
I don't know if it takes place before the party, right? Or after the party that we just
Maybe, yeah, after I'm helping Leon clean up as I do.
Yeah.
I don't really have a curfew. There's too many kids to keep track of, but as long as I come home eventually, it's fine.
True. And I feel like Wyatt left already to go do all that stuff with the horse stalls and the pigs and such. And
Chorus
maybe
would still be around though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging around being sad.
I think Leon might have, like, in a sort of snotty, passive-aggressive way, been like, why don't you use the shower or something? And, like, it was very mean-spirited, but, like, gave Cores an excuse to, like, go wash themselves
Go
up.
actually take a shower. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very long shower.
Long overdue.
Perfect. So it'll be mostly between or all between Leon and Olive. And again, Double Dog Dare, the fields and at sunset. Or it can be night now. Whatever makes sense.
I mean, no, sunsets though. Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But man, I can't believe you didn't let me go, like, body hunting in the fields. Like,
well, you know, I'd consider the like that as an option, but it didn't seem very practical. Like, how many holes are we gonna dig before we really find the body? I thought we needed more clues, and I didn't. You kind of fixate on things sometimes, and I didn't want to antagonize you into digging up the entire field, because I know if I say, "Oh, I double dog dare you to do something," you're gonna do it.
yeah. What? Like, I'm gonna back out of a double dog dare? No. Come on. No.
So, do you think you could dig up the whole field to find Evo's body?
I mean, not. I could try. Like, what? Like, you know, it's always going to be in the last place you look. And so once you find it, you can stop looking. So, like, yeah, all I got to do is find it and then I can stop, right? Like, it's not that hard.
I mean, those cornfields get turned into mazes for October. And, you know, I get lost in those sometimes. So.
They don't look that big. Like, I can see them out of my bedroom window and, like, it's, you know, I can see across to your farm. So, like.
Yeah. Okay. Well. And they're probably like, they were like putting some of the chip bags in the garbage that were just like tossed around. And they drop the garbage bag and put their hands on their hips. And they look directly in Leon's eyes. I double dog dare you to find the body of my ghost sister, Evo.
You got it. And I think he doesn't really, like, there is a tool shed out back, but he goes out the back door and he doesn't go in there because that would be too pre-planned, too much forethought. There is a small garden trowel by the back steps and he definitely grabs that, but that is as much forethought as he puts into it before he marches out into the fields.
And I think the closing scene is all of locking up your house behind you and like making sure all the lights are shut off and then shuffling to follow you.
And then you hear, hey, who turned the lights out?
Cores gets to sleep in a house tonight.
Oh, kill me dead.
One more thing before we start, we'll do one more round of scenes and then we can do our final card. But I think that after Cores is, hey, who turned out the lights? I think that the camera like pans above the houses and moves through the town over to Olive's farm. And we can see that there is no Scarecrow in the field. All right, Bee, your turn.
A hunting.
Ooh, dang. How do I recall? There we go. All right, 4 of leafy things.
Spade?
Is that a spade? I always get spades and clubs mixed up, and I've just never been able to.
Leafy thing would be clubs if it's
Okay.
the first
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Spades is just the upside down heart.
Yeah. Okay, like a little shovel sometimes.
Yeah.
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 For digging up bodies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I got a vignette again. Can I? I'm
Yeah, just
Yeah. Do something
Yeah.
else.
Something else. Redraw or
something.
pick what you want. Of course.
okay. Have we done an interrogation in a while? I don't think so.
Not in a
no.
while.
It's
Well,
been a
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do an interrogation. Fear and the horror our minds create when we imagine the worst. This will be located on the roads. And it's quiet. I think this will be between. Can I pick like 3 of y'all? Like, oh, it's an interrogation. I don't remember.
So-
Interrogation is typically the asking of questions. We've done it a little more in role play form, which is cool.
Yeah.
What are drama points for again?
Oh, we haven't been using drama points.
We
Yeah,
have not. We have just been playing this game how we like.
So
Just
drama
ignoring.
drama points really is to be able to add like a twist to someone else's scene or to introduce a new NPC. And honestly, we all do those things naturally.
It's but in
Well, anyway,
points.
Okay.
So
It's but in points. But it's
Yeah.
points.
yeah.
And I remember it when I was reading through this. I think you gain them as like a reward for like not getting to participate in a scene, so that you're sort of, even though you don't get to role play, you still get
Get
something out of it.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But we basically haven't been using that B.
Apologies to anyone who thinks that they're learning how to play this game by listening or watching the show.
So sorry.
Good disclaimer. Well, let's do an interrogation between Cores and Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can decide who's doing the asking and answering based on what you think would be most appropriate.
Okay.
Do you want to do the asking? What? Or
Sure.
would it? Okay. Sure. Interrogate me.
Interrogate you. And it is
Roads. And it is
roads.
quiet outside. The motivation is fear.
Do we want to say, Cores, that do we want to say that we're meeting and we heard, well, maybe you came to tell me that Leon is going to try to find
Yeah.
the body.
Yeah.
So maybe we're on our way.
Yep.
Okay.
I basically run up in a weird mishmash of clothes from whatever I could find because all the lights are turned off.
Mhm.
And I am basically like, oh, I Olive double dog dared Leon to go find Evo's body, and I think they're out on the fields at the pits where you know who is.
What? What? But Leon will always do a double dog dare if you double dog dare him.
Yeah, we really gotta go now. We gotta go. Gotta go stop.
Okay.
Otherwise, Leon's gonna join Evo and maybe Bowler.
No. Okay. Let me grab my shovel though, because Leon does not always bring the right tool for the job. So I'm gonna bring a shovel. So I
Okay.
think Wyatt just grabs a shovel from the barn on our way out. Have you ever touched you know who, the Scarecrow?
You said the S word.
Well, I said Scarecrow. I didn't say their name.
Okay, I guess that's fine.
I think it's a loophole.
Well, so I mean, yeah. Just with the tip of my pinky finger really quickly, just to say I did it because Leon double dog dared me and I didn't want to say no.
Was he there? Did he watch you do it, or did you go to the field by yourself?
He was there. He was watching. He was there with Olive.
Olive was there too. Was Evo there?
At the time, I couldn't see Evo, so maybe, I don't know.
Why didn't anyone invite me? Do you know that Leon has never double dog dared me to do anything?
No.
Do you think that means he doesn't like me?
Maybe, or maybe that means he really likes you and doesn't want to double dog dare you. Because he double dog dared me, and then not my friend anymore. Well, I don't know. Anyways.
You don't think Leon's your friend anymore?
Maybe. I don't know. I said I liked him, and he said doesn't like me that way.
You said you liked him?
I did.
And he said he didn't like you back?
And I think the reason why he doesn't like me is because I touched and I got cursed.
I don't think you're cursed.
And sort of just does a very silent sweep of everything.
You can stay at my house again tonight if you want to. Because I like you.
Okay. I don't like being cold, and taking that shower made me not feel cold.
You can take another shower at my house. Also, when we find Leon, he better double dog dare me to do something because I'm really mad he hasn't done that yet. I'm the only one.
Maybe if you double dog dare him, he'll double dog dare you back, and then you can have a double dog thing.
That's a really good idea, of course. You're smart. Should we cut it there?
I think that's like a nice, yeah. Oh, I love that we had a good, wholesome scene to kind of contrast all the gosh darn darkness.
Well, it did start with touching the Scarecrow, but then yes, we went into a little more.
But just with this, with the pinky finger.
Just with the pinky finger. All right, Neal, I think it's your turn.
Yes. Let's see. Okay. So I got the 2 of clubs, which is a vignette of missing, rumors, secrets, and whispers.
Ooh.
And the location is farms and fields, desolate.
Wow. What a setup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we sort of get some fragmented shots that are sort of meant to show these children's understanding of sort of what has happened. We see Bowler going up to the Scarecrow and taking the hat. And then the scene sort of freezes and Boulder sort of kind of quietly fades out of the scene. And until he's not there anymore. And then it's a different shot of the Scarecrow at a different time of day with a hat on its head that is different and fuzzy. And some of the Pitts kids seeing it and like shouting and running off to like tell everyone else that there's a new hat and this one's fuzzy. We see the road that Coors and Wyatt had walked down, and we see someone carrying that hat. It was sort of perched precariously amongst a number of items, and they didn't notice when it fell off, but we don't see who it was that was carrying it. And they're long gone by the time we see Wyatt and Coors walk down the road towards it, but we still don't see if they actually noticed it or not. And then we just see the Scarecrow popping up in various places, and some of the kids do see it, but they see it from behind, which means it's not hunting them. And they see it without a hat, which is how we all know it is hunting.
That's so scary.
Oh, that was so good.
That was so good. Okay.
So for mine, I have an interlude of King of the Mountain. And the location is school or church, and it's quiet. And I think this is a good opportunity, I think, for Leon and Wyatt to have a scene together. I'm gonna say it's actually like since the near the farms and everything, there is like a church or a little chapel, or if you're comfortable, some sort of a small shrine nearby. And perhaps in trying to look for the body, you and Olive have split. And Coors and Wyatt have also split in trying to cover ground. And Leon and Wyatt, you come across each other. How do you bring in this King of the Mountain?
I don't even...
I think it might be Leon. Who Leon definitely strikes me as a king of the mountain type. Whether there is a mountain or not, he will make his own mountain. I think at one point he definitely got distracted and decided to climb what is a dilapidated little chapel as high as he could, because, you know, height is definitely what's going to help him find a 15-year-old body. So, you know, I don't think he's managed to get all the way to the roof, but there's like a smaller side building that he has managed to get on top of. And he's just hanging out up there.
He's just up there.
Yeah.
And where are we at Olive's farm? Is that right?
It's somewhere near the pits.
Somewhere near the pits.
Yeah.
We're in the pits. Is it an interlude? Is that what
Interlude.
it is? Okay. I don't know why I thought it was interrogation. Okay. Leon, what are you doing up there?
Looking for Evo's body. What am I gonna be doing?
You think she's been buried on top of the roof?
No. Obviously, if I'm up high, I can see more. If I can see more, I can spot the body.
But wouldn't she be under the dirt?
Yeah, but there's going to be more dirt on top of her than on the regular ground.
Well, okay, I'm coming up then.
Okay. There's holes up here, so be careful.
Okay. So Wyatt scurries her way to the top. Oh, you can see more from up here.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I read in a book once that like archaeologists do this thing where they look for tells.
Oh.
And it's just when you find a mound of dirt, you know you have to dig there because there will be buried treasure there.
Okay. Have you seen a mound of dirt yet?
That's what I'm up here looking for.
I don't see any.
Well, it is dark.
There's about 2 or 3 easily that you can see.
Oh. I see one over there.
You have better eyesight than me. My mom has said I need glasses for like ages. Okay, we should get down there and definitely start digging.
I also see another one.
Well, that's not helpful. How do we know which one to dig?
Do
You know
we
what?
think Evo
There
had a
will be-
sister?
There will be treasure in
Oh.
all of them. And
Okay.
sometimes treasure is bones.
The
So as
3
long as
form
we
a
find-
triangle.
Oh, they form a I see a third one. Should I stop looking?
The
Yeah,
scarecrow's at the center.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh no, I see that. Okay.
Is
Uh,
that could insert a drama point?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
use a mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's use those points we've been hoarding like dragons.
Go
Mhm.
ahead, Bee.
You see Olive digging at one of those 3 mounds. But they have not noticed the scarecrow. They're just like bobbing their head with their little trowel that they got from Leon's garage. It's digging away at one of them.
I feel like Leon just handed Olive the trowel, not thinking about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Where
He's
is
just
the
been using his hands.
Where is the scarecrow facing, Mariam?
The facing is not so important so much as that it is basically right in the center. Like if it forms a pattern with the scarecrow right at the center of it, between like it's like what's the word I had it where it was equidistant from each mound.
Okay.
Hey, weird question.
Yeah.
Do you notice anything different about the scarecrow?
He's not wearing his hat.
Yeah, I got that too.
Do we I kind of want to shout to Olive, but I don't want to make the scarecrow mad.
Oh yeah, same.
Can we sneak down there? Do you think?
Yeah, sneak
Okay.
or get down and run very fast.
But we can't leave Olive.
No, to Olive.
Oh.
Around the scarecrow.
Let's go with run.
Yeah.
Okay. That is what we were doing.
And yeah, I will cut call scene and I will hand it over to you, Kristin.
Well, it kind of works out because I did pull ensemble.
Oh, nice.
I pulled the crows, the rooks, the magpie song, home and quiet, but I kind of want to scrap that and just pick up right here if that's okay with everyone.
Sure.
Just
Sounds
say that sounds more ideal. Yeah, I think we just pick right. So are we gonna run Leon over to
Yeah.
Olive? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we pick up where like the scene probably had cut when they agreed run and then picks up on Olive at ground level on Olive as they are
Digging away.
bopping and
Olive,
digging.
look what
And we-
I found. And I point to my head.
Is that?
It's very warm and fuzzy.
Huh. You really haven't been sleeping, huh? Oh, that's not her voice or their voice. You really haven't been sleeping, huh?
All I know is I was very cold, and then I found this thing. I mean, it just feels very warm and fuzzy, and I'm not
What do you mean you
cold
just found it?
anymore.
You just found it? Where did you just find it?
Well, I
Cores.
came to grab Wyatt, and then I lost Wyatt, and then I was very cold, and then suddenly this appeared, and it was very warm and fuzzy, and I put it on, and I'm not cold anymore.
I think at that point, Leon and Wyatt come crashing out of the corn. Wyatt does not stop in time and sort of like bowls into Olive.
We get knocked over.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The
Sorry,
the scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
What?
There's
is here.
3 mounds, which means treasure, which in this case means bodies, which the Scarecrow is in the middle of the triangle of mounds, which means treasure, which means bodies. Triangle Scarecrow in the center.
And they're not wearing a hat.
Cores. And like right behind Olive, they point to Cores. They're wearing the hat.
What?
Cores?
I found it. It's very warm. I'm not cold anymore.
But it's... What do we do? What do we do?
You gotta give it back.
You have to give it back.
before the
You have to
Scarecrow
give it
sees
back.
you.
I'm not giving it back.
Course. Okay. Course. Okay. Look, okay, I know I have been kind of a butt, and I am sorry about that. I really don't want to see someone die tonight. So if you could possibly find it in yourself to forgive me and listen when I tell you that if you do not give the hat back to you know who, you will be M-worded.
Yeah. We don't want you M-worded, and I will give you one of my hats. Or Olive will give you one of their hats.
This is my favorite, and it's warm.
I'm a little concerned about Cores.
Hey, are we talking to Cores, or is this not Cores that we're talking to? Who are we talking to?
Cores?
I think we're talking to someone who suddenly found something that is very warm and does not want to part with it.
Okay.
And it might be a little cursed.
I saw this movie once. I've seen a lot of movies. I don't know why I said one movie once. There's a lot of movies where like there's more than one person in a person, especially if there's like something evil interacting with them, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're possessed?
And now I'm evil too. Thanks.
I feel like if we can take the hat, could you just take the hat off just for a minute and then we'll see?
Ew.
Okay, so someone's gonna have to take the hat.
Behind us, I think we hear the sound of like twigs breaking and the Scarecrow
and like a hopping sound, sort of.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a very sinister. It sounds like a large fork type object repeatedly being like plunged into the ground in like this slow progression.
Yes.
Do we want to cut it there, or do we want to keep going?
Maybe.
How many more scenes do we have left?
That's it.
We're gonna go into epilogue time.
We're gonna go to vignette epilogues. That's why we can keep going.
No, I think the vignettes will resolve it.
The vignettes can resolve it.
That stabbing sound. As we like these 3 kids are frantic around their friend wearing the warmest hat ever.
It's warm and fuzzy. It feels like a kitten's belly.
It's almost like it's creating its own heat, honestly.
Don't love that. All right, who was doing? Did we all do the vignette?
We all take turns doing the vignette. Technically, the person with the most drama points gets to go first, but since we didn't really use drama points a whole lot, we can just decide who wants to go first. Whoever goes first will pull a card, and the suit will decide if the Scarecrow is real, if it's a facade, if it's a rumor, or if the Scarecrow abducts at least one of the children. I kind of feel like we're leaning towards it being real, but we can pull the card and kind of see what happens. Mariam, as you are possessed, would you like to pull the card?
Sure.
And tell me what the suit is.
All right. The suit is a spade.
The Scarecrow abducts at least one of the children.
Yes. I mean, no.
I mean,
Well,
yes and no.
Yes and no.
Nobody has tried to put the hat on before, so
We don't know. This is
We don't know what
new
happened.
territory. Okay. Does anyone feel like going first in the vignette? Your
I want to
epilogue.
go last.
Ooh, okay, that's fair.
So is this a vignette for like Olive specifically?
Yeah, think of it as your epilogue, your
Okay.
character's epilogue. Yeah.
I guess I have like the least to resolve. Oh God, no, except that I do. I think Olive's vignette then is after that night, they go back home with a hollow look in their eyes. But the next night, they return back to that spot with Leon and they dig a hole and they find some bones. They light them on fire and say a few words. And the spirit of Evo waves goodbye, but not before passing over the spot where that scarecrow still is.
Neal, do you want to go next or would you like me to?
I think I can go next.
Okay.
I think we see just sort of a series of shots of Leon and like, you know, before he was in these vibrant clothes and he was very outgoing and, you know, as disruptive in class as you can get without earning yourself some detention. And we just see him sort of looking hollow. He's wearing less vibrant colors. He's not really talking or doing much. And then we see him sitting alone in his dark, empty house that his parents never seem to be at. And he pulls out a Ouija board. And I think that's the end of his vignette.
So for Wyatt, some time has passed, a few days or a few weeks, and I think we just kind of see shots of her throughout her day, feeding the animals in the morning and sitting in class, and then coming home from school at dinner with her family, and we can kind of see that people are talking in each of these scenes, but Wyatt isn't talking with anyone or making any eye contact with anyone. And then I think the final scene for her is that she is getting ready to go to bed and she kind of gets all of her pillows and puts them over her head and pulls a blanket up. And I think that the camera lingers there for a minute and then we hear her say, "Good night, Cores." And then the camera pans over to the doorway in which Cores is standing there. That's it.
And I think for Cores, after that night on the field, nobody really talks about Cores. There's nobody looking for Cores. There's no missing reports, as Cores wasn't actually a part of the town, ran away from somewhere else and came here. So if there's no reported missing child in this town, who would go looking for them? However, Cores is no longer seen in school. There's just that one scene that Wyatt had. And if it's okay, if I can just edit a little bit after you reach for the Ouija board, Leon.
Absolutely.
You see, like, the scene sort of turns like 180 focus, and you see there's that small weird-ass Space Mom candle, and as you start the Ouija board, it flickers a light without anyone lighting it. And that's it.
And that was Scarecrow.
Good. Like chills, absolute chills.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. What a good creepy story. I knew y'all would bring the creepiness. Okay, well, thank you so much to both Bee and Neal for joining us tonight. If you'd like to play Scarecrow, you can check out the link posted in our Twitch chat. If you are watching our VOD later or listening to our podcast, you can check out the video description or the show notes for more information. Before we say goodbye, though, let's please go around the table one last time, tell folks who you are, where they can find you, and of course, plug all the things because you're all wonderful. Mariam, can we start with you?
Yeah, sure. So I am Mariam. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me here as a co-host of our wonderful show, They're a Super Geek, as well as you can find me lurking around in Utopia as one of 3 raccoons in the trench coat known as the Caretakers. And yeah, if you want to know more about all the things I do, TRPG, or hire me for writing or cultural consulting, you can check me out on Twitter at media_junkie. And I will pass it on to Neal.
Once again, I am Neal Heldare. I use they, them, and he, him pronouns. I am on Twitch I'm a regular on the Now Sayers channel on Twitch, where we are doing a regular Blades in the Dark hack, where we play teenage superheroes that I am having a really good time with. You can also find me on Twitter at 9 of Swords, like the tarot card. That's me.
I really like that. Hello, my name is Bee. You can find me on Twitter as at Bee_Zelda. I'm a podcaster, streamer, sometimes writer. I've done cultural consultations a few times. I'm actually doing one newly, how do I word that? For adopted children, which is really cool because that was kind of the theme of my character for this. So I really enjoy that. But I really want to say to Mariam and Kristin, thank you so much for having me on this channel. Like, hecking delightful. And for not knowing this game, you two made it very, very streamlined for me. So I also appreciate that.
Yeah, it was definitely it was a pleasure to come and play this with y'all.
Yeah, same. I have not played with either Neal or Bee in quite a long time. And so it was just absolutely wonderful. I adore you both. And I hope that you will come back soon and play with us again, please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I'm Kristin. She, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Kristin is no Jedi. I'm a game designer, writer, live streamer, podcaster. My big project right now is called Adorablins. It is a family-friendly, rules-light game. All of the art is done by the amazing Amber at Rocket Orca. It is coming to Kickstarter in January, but our Kickstarter pre-launch link is out now, and we're trying to gather followers. So you can check my Twitter or the publisher's Twitter to get more information on that. It will be co-published by Dice Up Games and Letterman Games. Yes. So thank you again to our guests. That's our show for tonight. Join us in 2 weeks for another exciting game. Bye, everyone.